Hey guys, welcome to today's Fool's Mate Mate in 4. This is the general Fool's Mate. It's a Mate in 4 variation and it starts with e4, e5, bishop c4, nc6, queen h5, knight f6, queen f7, checkmate. So the idea of this Mate in 4 variation is to actually move the pawn here, move this bishop to c4, move the queen to h5 or f3, and then from here you're going to target the f7 pawn. So as long as black has not moved any of these pawns, the queen on f7 is checkmate. All right, so beginners usually what they do is they move the bishop here or they move the queen here, and then they move this bishop to here to c4 and creating a threat, a double threat on f7, and creating a checkmate. Now the thing about this Mate in 4 is that it's really not something that you should play against a strong player or anyone who's really good in chess, because they can easily smash you. So in this video I'm going to show you how to play against this. So what you should do in this position as black is that when he's playing queen h5 and then when he plays bishop c4, you got to play g6. Okay, so if he plays, you should not play g6 here, because it will then create this variation where you would lose your rook with a check. What you should do is play nc6. If he plays bishop c4, now you play g6. And if he goes queen f3, again attacking the pawn on f7, you then play, now this attack is blocked. If he plays queen b3 and saying he's going to attack this pawn again, then what you have to do here is that you have to move this knight to d4. Now you are sacrificing this pawn on f7, because as you can see this is a double attack on this pawn, but thing is right now the queen is under attack. So after bishop takes f7, the king would simply move to e7. Now the queen is again under threat. Now he can't play queen b4 check or any other check, because if he plays queen b4 check, we would simply capture the pawn on f7. Bishop on f7. So he has to maintain the queen on this diagonal, and there's only one square that Barry can go, and that is to c4. And when he goes to c4, we again attack the queen by playing b5 with the support of this knight. As you can see, this knight is supporting the pawn on b5. And now the queen has to move, and he cannot move here because our pawn, and he cannot move here because of our knight, and he cannot go back here because of our knight over here. So the only place he can move his queen is somewhere over back, and now we will simply capture the piece, getting a clear material advantage. All right, so that's variation number 1. And if for d4 he does not capture on the pawn on f7 and say plays queen to c3, then what you have to play is d5. Now the idea behind d5 is that when the opponent's king is on the center and when he's behind on development, then when your opponent is behind on development, you want to break the center and you want to increase the activity of your pieces. And that's pretty much what's happening here. So after bishop takes d5, knight takes d5, pawn takes d5. Here, you're not going to take queen takes d5. You're going to improve your material. You're going to develop your pieces. You're going to play bishop to f5. Now you're targeting this pawn. It's a double attack. Now what happens here is that if white allows capture on c2, then it's a family fork. The knight will attack the king and the rook. So, and it's unavoidable. You can't stop it, because if he plays 3, then he will simply capture the knight on, with the bishop, and then take the pawn on c2. But if he plays d3, he's now falling for another tactics, that is bishop b4, the pin. This is an absolute pin. That is, the queen cannot move because of the king. All right, so he's forced to either move some other piece or to capture. And if he captures the bishop, then we simply capture here, doing a family fork or a royal fork, and capturing the queen. The king has to move now because it's in check, and now we simply capture the queen. And that is how, my friends, we can crush Fool's Mate. So if you're playing Fool's Mate variation, this Mate in 4 gig, like e4, e5, queen h5, nc6, bishop c4, then this is how you're going to get punished. So you definitely do not want to play this variation against a strong player. All right, bringing the queen out early in the game is going to be, it's bad, and it's going to give a lot of advantage for your opponent. It doesn't matter whether it's white or black. You should not bring your queen out without a solid purpose. The only place where you have to bring your queen out is when you're actually, punishing your opponent. So if you're not punishing your opponent, then you should not bring your queen out. Because if you do, then the opponent will gain tempo. Tempo is basically time on the board. By simply attacking your queen, he will just develop all his pieces and he will crush you. Because as you can see, even in this simple example, because the queen is out, right? It's now move number 6, and black has 2 pieces that is out, and white only has 1 piece that's out on the board. And after after move number 8, black still has 2 pieces that's out, and he has all these pieces that are just sleeping. So by bringing the queen out, you are going behind on development. So that's why you should not bring the queen out from a strategic standpoint. So don't bring the queen out. Don't play this variation. Of course, you can play it for fun, but I would definitely not recommend you to play this variation. All right. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow us. Say it with your friends, family, and we also conduct tournaments regularly. So if you're in India, if you're in like Southern India, or in India, or even in the world, you can always participate in our tournaments. I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless. Be great.